This is Aston Villa versus Leicester, 1-1, first leg Carabao Cup. This is the second leg to see who will play at Wembley against Man City, let's be honest with you, unless we get an absolute miracle tomorrow night with Manchester United, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But Leicester versus Aston Villa is the first leg, 1-1, and this is going to be the second leg. So welcome. I just want to say I thought this game was going to be an 8 o'clock kickoff. I am incorrect about that. It's actually about to kick off now. So I'm just going to start the stream, and then I'm going to disappear for a minute while I go and set a couple of things up. But hope you're all doing very well anyway. Yeah, we are going to be doing a stream. So just to let you know that is going to happen, but I thought it was an 8 o'clock kickoff, and it's not. We'll be talking about Bruno Fernandes. We'll be talking about Spurs as well. Arsenal's lack of transfer activity, especially with that injury to Mustafi. So we are going to be talking about transfers, but for those people who are in the live comments at the moment, can you just let people know who join that I will be back? I've just got to go and set the bloody stream. I've got to set my TV up, basically. It's going to take me about 2 minutes to do it. So I just wanted to start the stream so people know that we are doing this, and I'll be back in a moment or two, and we'll start talking about the game. So if people are like, where's Mark? There's already a chair. I will be back, and we will be doing a watch along for it. How do you feel about the Bruno signing? Says Andrew, you never walk alone. I'm absolutely ecstatic, mate. I'm absolutely ecstatic. So I'll be back in a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. The game is obviously kicked off, and I'll be back in a minute. Hello everybody, I'm back. Thanks for that. The patience of saints and sainties, or princesses, if we've got any ladies in there. But I wasn't late, I was here at the start. And those people who were early knew I was here at the start. I was just caught on the hop because I've just been on the United stand talking about Bruno Fernandes. And I thought this was an 8 o'clock kickoff. And literally, I had to go and set the TV up and get a drink and all that jazz. So we are live, and it is still 0-0 anyway, which is the main thing. And there was a good chance for Aston Villa there, and it was cleared by Leicester. So I think the interesting thing, just to bring it back to this game very, very quickly, because we will talk about other stuff. The interesting thing about this is I think for Villa, it was a very good result to get a 1-1 draw at Leicester, because Leicester were all over them. So with the home advantage, I think this makes it quite interesting, this game, as to which way it could possibly go. So please do share the video if you are watching live. You can share it on Twitter and you can share it on Facebook. And also subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are talking about this game, obviously, but we will be talking about other stuff. We like to do a few things like your favourite packets of crisps, your favourite sweets and all that. But let's get on with this first of all. Get the timer up and running. Get into the live comments. See who we got. What do we got? Ads, I have read about the Barcelona thing with Bruno Fernandes, yes. But I'm choosing to go with Fabrizio Romano and Simon Peach. If you check my Twitter line, I actually mentioned the Barcelona line when a lot of people weren't talking about it a couple of years ago. So Bruno Fernandes is expected to travel to Manchester tomorrow for his medical. So there we go. And yeah, I don't think there's anything to worry about too much with Bruno Fernandes. If you want the full story, check out the video on the United stand anyway. Man United are confident as Sky Cave, and a deal is now close. So look, we're looking good. We're looking good, Manchester United and Bruno Fernandes, and just happy that it's finally done, which is great. I do think that we've now won the transfer window, which we don't win much, and that's great. Apparently, Lee Grant is close to signing a contract extension at Manchester United, the goalkeeper who never plays. So yeah, it's good stuff. We're happy about that. But in relation to this game, which way do you think it's going to go tonight? Leicester to me would still be favourites, but I think Villa, with that home advantage, they'll give it a good go. They've had a good chance already. Team news: Villa have got Nyland, Konza, Mings, House, Gilbert, David Douglas, Luiz, Nakamba, Targay, Al Gassi, Samata, and Grealish, and Schmeichel, Sionku, Evans, Chilwell and Didi, Ricardo, Pereira, Tillemans, Maddison, Barnes, Iheanacho and Perez. Vardy actually on the bench. I don't know why Vardy's not starting, if anyone can tell me that, because apart from that, it's pretty much Leicester's best team. And I think it's Villa's. I think Villa might have weakened themselves a little bit, to be honest with you. But yeah. Leicester on the attack here, and they'll get rid of that. But Leicester's form at the moment has been quite cause for concern for some people, I suppose. But there we go. What do you think of Eriksen to Inter, says Kulbaba? I think Eriksen, like Lukaku, will suddenly become a very good player because he's playing in a slow crap league, to be honest with you. The Premier League is light years ahead of Serie A. I think even if Juventus played Man City or Liverpool, they'd get beat quite comfortably. I mean, Juventus are the only team that could come into the Premier League and get near the top four. I think they probably would be top four, to be fair. Grealish is on the attack here in the box. They've closed him down quite well. Can he get a shot off? It's 1-0 to Aston Villa. Grealish with the overlap pass to Targay. And it's 1-0 to Aston Villa on the, well, not sort of on the break. And that's the key goal. And that's what Jack Grealish can do. Runs into the box, holds the play up. Nice little flick into Targay's overlapping leg stride. And he smacks it in to make it 1-0 to Aston Villa. And that's how you do it. Catch them on the break. Leicester caught out a little bit into Grealish. Ooh, I tell you what. I wonder if they'll look at that on VAR, because it's a long way before the actual goal. But lovely little play by Grealish. Good hit by Targay. Schmeichel should probably do a little bit better. He's a little bit unsighted. as it goes through Sionku, but it's a good, strong hit by Targett. I'm just waiting to see if potentially there is any sort of appeal for Grealish initially being offside, but I'm not sure it would be anyway. We'll see. And Villa are very, very happy with that start. And why would they not be? They're 2-1 up. I mean, look, I think whoever gets the final is losing the final, aren't they? You know, especially if it's Villa, and I think Man City will just send the reserves. But no, in all seriousness, it's a good start to the game for Villa, and it's a good start. And the goal has been given as well. There's not even a hint of that being offside, or they're not going to review it anyway. So it's 1-0 to Aston Villa, and an early goal sets it up nicely. Sets it up nicely indeedy. Let me change the score for you. It's all going on tonight, but we're loving it. We're loving it, so we are. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. I think at the weekend we're doing. I'll have a look. I'll have a confirm in a minute. But I think at the weekend we are doing Leicester. Is it Leicester Spurs Saturday weekend lunchtime kickoff? I seem to recall. So yeah. Oh, what the fuck's going on here? Now, sorry, I can't score it. I can't actually. Bloody hell's going on here? I can't change the score at the moment because the system I use to change the score has suddenly frozen. I'm glad Bruno is almost done. Planning to have a United past and present team on Ultimate Team. He will join Pogba and Roy Keane in the midfield, says Fitness and Scriptors Carath. Rank Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno, Maddison, Grealish and Ozil from best to worst. And also, what striker would you like us to buy if we can get one, says Anonymous Gamers. So, Ozil's worst, then Grealish, then Maddison, then Bruno, then Kevin De Bruyne. That's easy. And Buster Nut says, I feel the same about Bruno as you. Poch will love him, but I won't forgive the board or let this blind me. Summer transfers will be painful because the board are inept. Yeah, look, I'm personally just very happy that Bruno Fernandes is coming to Manchester United. But I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to start putting people in time out for this Samatar shit. I don't know what are you on about. Like, it's just really... In fact, I'm not even going to put you in time out. I'm just going to block you. Fucking boring. Weird. Hi, Mark. United still get a striker in January. Says Rebel Dog 8. An opinion on Spurs signing Bergwijn, says Seth Champion. I think Villa are going to have a shot here. I can't change the bloody score. I don't know what's going on with this. Oh, it's so annoying. Why would it start doing this when I'm actually... There you are, you little fucker. You're going. End task. Gets rid of everything. If you know, you know. The free kick's not gone on in anyway. It's a shame because I would like to have watched that free kick, and it definitely had Kasper Schmeichel diving. I think Steven Bergwijn's a really good signing for Spurs. Again, like Bruno Fernandes, you never know because you're signing a player from a league that you know he may not adapt to, Memphis Depay. But I do think he'll be a good signing. Do I think he's on the level of Bruno Fernandes? Well, no, I don't. I think Bruno Fernandes is a better player, but I think that I would be quite pleased with that business. The only thing I would say about Bergwijn to Spurs is it's not really a replacement for Harry Kane, who is injured, and he's not really a replacement for Eriksen. Having said that, I do think that what Spurs desperately need in that team is more pace. There's not enough pace in that team. So I think that he gives them a little bit more pace. And, you know, Son and Eriksen obviously do give pace to that team. But not Eriksen. Son and Mora bring some pace to that team. But yeah, you can't have enough pace in the modern Premier League, and I think that's a good thing. Hi Mark, if we get Bruno, do you think we will get Champions League? I still don't think we'll get Champions League, in my opinion, says Amar Taki. I don't think we will. Adam VSE says, finally Bruno, watched him versus Maritama yesterday, and Jesus, what a player he is. I know, he's bloody brilliant. He really is. Okay. United still need five players, so Stephen Diak. Bergwijn, very good signing. It will suit them massively, says Card Tricker Jeffrey 12. Do you think Moise Keane would be a good loan move for United, says Redman America? Hypothetically, he might be a decent one, but he ain't going to be, is he? Mark, Millwall are beating Leeds, two of the most hated teams in England. Might get promoted this year. Leeds are second, Millwall are sixth as it stands, says Flip Flop Fan. Are Leeds going to mess it up again? I was very impressed with Leeds against Arsenal in the Cup, but they still didn't win. Leicester on the attack here. They're going to have to work hard to get back into this game. Could Bruno be our Kevin De Bruyne, says Sebastian Anderson? Look, Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best players in the league, so I don't think so. I wouldn't put him on that one. That sort of high of a thing. Mark, next realistic signing for United and one you think we may happen, says Ads. I don't think we're going to get anything done before the summer now. Jordan Such, hi Mark. Now Bruno is a done deal, which is great, given Mata was given a new contract last summer. Do you still see Lingard getting a new contract? If so, what's the point? I do. I think Lingard will get a new contract, Jordan, to be honest. I'd like to think he would leave United, but I do think he'll get a new contract. At the moment, this game is quite evenly poised, apart from the fact that Villa are 1-0 up. I do, as I said a few minutes ago, I think that draw that Villa got away at Leicester in the first leg has really set up a good opportunity for Villa to win this game over 2 legs. And at the moment, they're well in it. Grealish taking it down, another layoff. No, it was Grealish who actually hit that. It was Targay who lay it off. I don't mind if Pogba leaves. Well, I want to see him and Pogba playing together a few times. Finally, we'll see some technical players in our midfield, says Fitness and Scripted Sharath Kamath. I've always said this, that Manchester United and Arsenal will play the Champions League final. I'm not drunk. The Europa League final. I've always said that I think that will happen. So, yeah. Just to add a little bit in from Simon Peach, he's saying it's a 4.5-year deal with an option of another. And the appearances in Champions League qualifications make up 10 million add-ons, additional 15 million possible, but suspect United would be pretty happy to pay that, as it would mean he's become a world beater. So that's all true as well. All looking good, barring any late issues. And James Ducker is saying that Manchester United's medical for Bruno Fernandes could be pushed forward. Could be coming in on Thursday, but it could be pushed forward. Which is looking good. Yeah, it is looking good. Leicester have got a chance here, and they shoot just wide from Ricardo Pereira. It was a good hit, to be honest. Not quite gone in. There. George Ramos says, hi Mark, worst case scenario is United walk away from the Bruno deal tomorrow. We bid 50 million for Longstaff and a loan deal for Slimani. Just imagine. Yeah, don't do that to me, George. Don't do that to me. I don't deserve it. Leicester on the attack here. Yeah, so did anyone get to know why Vardy's not playing tonight? Is it a little bit of an injury? I don't know. The channel's on Sky Sports. Yeah. So Bruno Fernandes is not an official done deal yet, to anybody who is asking. But you can take it to the bank and cash that cheque. It's not going to bounce. Which is a big statement to make with Manchester United. But so many people, you know, James Ducker's just said it there. There's so many people talking about it now. I think we can talk openly that it will get done. Goal saying we're targeting Maxi Gomez, says Fitness and Scripted Sharath. Yeah, but he's got a release clause of over £100 million. And the Digital Dolphin says, Mark, you reckon Fergie could get more from Depay? I think he would have done, yeah. Yeah. Vardy's a bit injured. He's only just got fully fit again. That's Vardy's problem, says Ian Holmes. Thank you for that. An Unheard Gull says, what a great signing for United Bruno is. One thing I would say is we need to learn if the fee is correct. The fact that Ed Woodward was part of the deal shows how bad we are at signings. And Jordan Such says, Mark, what odds Bruno's contract will be allowed to run down and he'll walk away from United for nothing, given all we have done to get him? Well, at least that would be 4 or 5 years away, Jordan. Although I still don't think United have hit rock bottom yet, despite this signing. I still think that there is worse to come. I don't think one signing is going to make a massive difference. Manan says, I've been watching Mark all day today. We have done a lot of videos today. Lewis Dresden says, I'm a bit jealous of Leicester's scouting work. Kante, Mahrez and Didi Sionku, Pereira. Wish United could make these sort of signings. And congratulations on Bruno. Who's the next project? Well, Bruno's been a big project for me, personally. So once it's over the line, I don't know where I go next. I mean, I am a bit of an obsessive character when it comes to signings. It was Fabinho. Fabinho and Lozano were my big two before Bruno. We didn't get either. And that went on for about 3 years. And then about just over a year ago, I started going on about Bruno Fernandes. So that's relatively a quick turnaround. And we've actually bought him. So next, I don't know where I'll go next. I might go a little bit obvious and say Sancho. But that could be over in the summer. This is why this game tonight's a good game. Because is Maddison and Grealish still an option now for United? If they get Bruno Fernandes, would they still look at that sort of a player? For me, I'd still go Maddison, but I'd be happy with Grealish as well. Samuth Anno says, Mark, loved seeing your passion for signing Bruno. Would love to see you set your sights on our next jigsaw piece. Your belief made this happen. I think they watch the United stands. I do. Mike Dean here, just giving a foul away. Not Mike Dean. He's given a foul away to against Leicester. Here's a weird one. Seth Champion says, it's my birthday tomorrow, Mark. Please can you call me a prat for it? Well, it's tomorrow, Seth. It's hard for me to remember that. Offside there, Villa. Could have been 2-0. Samatta tapping it in. What's the matter? You're offside. And it works. Was it offside? Oh. He was. I don't take... I'm not... No, that's not tea. It's Lemsip. I was feeling a bit cold earlier. I think it is a bit cold. Right, so we are 26 minutes into this game and Villa are winning 1-0. Good goal. Grealish with the assist. Targay with the finish. And at the moment, that would be enough to send Villa to Wembley. And they're working very hard in this game, Villa. It's going to be interesting to see if Villa do go down, actually. Or whether they can keep themselves up. I mean, that win they got against Watford last week, massive 3 points for Villa. Do you think Ollie could turn Bruno into a flop with his tactics, says Jay David? This is why I don't like 4-2-3-1. I don't like the 4-2-3-1 United formation. But it's the sort of formation that Bruno Fernandes would work well in. So I hope he doesn't change it. Do you think Man United need another centre-back over Lindelof, says Stephen McMahon? I think we've got a good lad in Twansibi coming through. You know, Liverpool talk about Gomez, and he is a good centre-back. But I think that Twansibi can be as impactful for us. I'm not going to get into the whole who's better, Gomez or Twansebi, because at the moment it is Gomez, but I do think that Twansebi has got a high ceiling. And I'm not talking about his house. I wonder how Leicester fans would feel if they won the Carabao Cup but fell out of the top 4 come the end of the season, says Jordan Search. To be honest with you, I think Leicester, all they want is top 4. But I tell you what, I'll tell you this now. I'm good at these predictions. Leicester next season will struggle. They haven't got the squad for Champions League and the league. They won't get top 4 next year, Leicester. They won't. Not unless they spend a lot of money. Leicester have been brilliant this season, but let's not forget, Leicester have played 1 game a week, which allows them to play at a high intensity. Nick P says, do you think bringing back your old piano player will scupper any potential summer signings? They might have to get him out again and make out like he's new. I don't think Alexis... that's why I had... I mean, if nobody's heard this, whether you're a United fan or not, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press... Lovely turn by Maddison. What's he got? Oh, wide. It was a lovely turn to get away, but the finish wasn't good. Maybe that's what's making you not Bruno Fernandes material. Lovely way he gets away. Shoots a bit wild. Yeah, so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in his press conference today said that, and I don't think it was prompted. I don't think he needed to say this. Somebody's defended him and said, well, what do you want him to say? I don't think it was prompted at all. I think he brought it out himself, and he said Alexis Sanchez will be back in the summer to prove all you lot wrong. I thought it was a very weird statement. I don't think Alexis Sanchez will be back. I don't think he wants to come back. It was common knowledge that he didn't want to come back to Manchester United in the summer. He wanted to go, and that's why the loan move was facilitated. So I don't see Alexis Sanchez coming to Manchester United in the summer anyway. I thought it was very weird. Bruno's coming home, he's coming home, he's coming. All aboard the Bruno ship, it arrives in Manchester very soon. Let's go, Goldbridge, he's coming home, says Jay Singh. Lots of happy United fans tonight. We've not had a lot to cheer about, so there we go. So that was a decent cross in there from Leicester. It's gone for a goal kick. Good cross from Ricardo Pereira, who I think... let's do some top 5s in this show tonight. Don't all have to be football. Top 5 right backs in Premier League. Go for it. My top 5 Premier League right backs are... I'll give you a minute. Sanchez will not come back, says Harry Foster. Hopefully they don't make Bruno's play the piano, says Manan Iqbal. What channel are you watching on, Mark? Sky. Ali has officially lost his marbles, says Fane Sports. And Mark, do you think United... Oh, I'm not talking about the coronavirus. People are getting really worried about it. What will be, will be. And Jamie Smith says this is my favourite channel. He's got lots of good taste, that Jamie Smith. That's all I can tell you. So, top 5 right backs in Premier League. This is a good one. I might even make a video about it. I don't want to give all the material away on the chat, but... top 5 right backs in the Premier League are as follows. I'm just trying to think who my top 5 are. There is a right back that's quite good, and I can't think who it is. He's English and he's not Wan-Bissaka or Trent Alexander-Arnold, and he plays at right back. Oh, it's Reece James, yeah. Thinking about him. So my top right backs, 5 right backs in the Premier League. Get ready to agree with me because I'm always right. Jordan Michaels says, well, I don't know whether you do. He's gone TAA, Wan-Bissaka, Pereira, James, and Walker. You've made me forget about who I was going to go with. James O'Hay says Trent, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Pereira, James and Doherty. World epidemic incoming, says Roadrunner. I thought it was a pandemic anyway. FIFA career mode's back next week, Jason Harris. I was always not going to do Football Manager or FIFA in January. It's too busy. ZJB says Zabaleta. Zabaleta? Jamie, come on. He's dead food, as Rance would say. For me, my top 5 would be... And it's interesting because people have got different top 5s. In at number 5, I put Kyle Walker in at number 5. In at number 4, I would put Azpilicueta at Chelsea. I can't stand him. I don't like Azpilicueta. but he is a very good right back. So 5, Kyle Walker, 4, Azpilicueta, 3, in at number 3, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Even as a United fan, I'm not going to put him ahead of number 2, Ricardo Pereira at Leicester. He's low-key brilliant. He is. There's only one player better than him, and that's Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I think we've got arguably the 3 best right backs in Europe at the moment, in Wan-Bissaka, Pereira, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold's got to be number 1 for his assists and everything that he does. Not talking about texting pregnant women. I'm talking about on the pitch. And Wan-Bissaka, I wouldn't want to put Wan-Bissaka at number 2 at the moment, because I still thought, oh, here we go. Oh, wow, that was a wrong ball to play for Leicester. He could have got him in on the left-hand side. Barnes there. Oh, just a bit indecisive on the final third there. So, yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka would be 3rd for me, because I think Ricardo Pereira is a brilliant, complete, at his peak right back, and I don't think Wan-Bissaka is at the moment. Oh! Whoa! Deserved to be a goal. What a shot from the edge of the box. Didn't go over the line. Want to see that back. I think it was Chilwell or Barnes who hit it. Maddison, he wants a handball. He ain't going to get it off Mike Dean. They're all running around. But who hits this? Who hits this? It's Tielemans. I thought it was Chilwell. Tielemans. It's going right in the top corner from the edge of the box. Keeper gets a hand to it to tip it on the bar. It's a fantastic save from Tielemans. This is going right in the top corner. Keeper, brilliant save onto the bar. That's superb. Give him a clap. Brilliant. And then Maddison with the follow-up shot into the chest. That's not a handball, James. Nyland, what a save. That was superb. It really was. Corner to Leicester. So yeah, that's my top 5. TJM plays, there's the ego. Trent, Wan-Bissaka, Pereira, Doherty, Reece James. A lot of people putting Wan-Bissaka ahead of Ricardo Pereira, which I think is a mistake. I think that's just... I think that's just loyalty to Wan-Bissaka, who's been brilliant. But Ricardo Pereira, trust me, he's really good. Top 5 goalkeepers, says Niall Dawson. That's a difficult one. That's a difficult one. I'm going to let you lot do that one. I'll read some of your top 5 goalkeepers out. Give you a minute to do it and I'll read it out. Because it can't always be about me. It can't always be about me. You know, that's the whole point of having a live chat. Aidan David says, do you watch gay? No. Oh, God. I thought it was like, do I watch gay porn, Aidan? GAA, I know what you mean. That's your... that's the football game in Ireland, isn't it? That's not hurling. Well, what a save by Nyland anyway, from a lovely bit of skill from Tielemans. Well, a lovely shot by Tielemans. Just having a quick look around socials. Villa are in here, 2v2. No, he's held that up too long. I'd say Grealish versus Maddison at the moment. Get voting in the live comments. I'd say at the moment, Maddison's slightly the better player. A player down injured here. Perez. Caught a fist. Caught an elbow in the mouth. Who scored? It was Targay, Delusional Tyrone. Bo Boomer says De Gea, Alisson, Ter Stegen, Oblak and Leno. You've picked 2 goalkeepers from Europe. It's the Premier League top 5. But, you know, De Gea, even as a United fan, I would have to struggle and say, I'm not too sure. Not too sure about that one, to be fair. Top 5 CDMs. We've not got goalies yet. I think most people are saying Alisson is the best. George Tanner, Alisson, Ederson, Schmeichel, De Gea, Adrian. God, he's putting the Liverpool reserve goalkeeper in the top 5. Must be a Liverpool. Alex Baldrick says Alisson, De Gea, Ederson, Henderson and Patricio. I think Henderson's got to be in there for this season, to be honest with you. Yeah, very much so. So, yeah. How was that not a handball, says Sonny West. Well, Villa have nearly scored again there. Samata, I think it was, getting on that. Or Samata. What's the matter, you? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. No surprise that Manchester United launches a new bid after Barca interest, says Jamie Ward. Leeds are losing 2-0. Shocking from Leeds. What are you doing a watch along for? We've just signed Bruno Fernandes. Get on the United stand, boy, says Tyler Watts. I've just done an hour talking about it, mate. You know, there's only so much you can talk about it until it's absolutely bang on official. And it's not bang on official at the moment, but let me just tell you what we've got coming up on this channel for you as well. Watch-alongs will be back this weekend in the Premier League. Leicester-Chelsea it is, 12:30 kick-off on Saturday. We'll be doing that one. Man United versus Wolves, 5:30 on Saturday will be on the United stand. Could be Bruno's first game at Manchester United. And also, I don't know whether I'm doing the Sunday game, Spurs-Man City at 4:30. I might do Burnley-Arsenal instead. We'll see. And next week, Tottenham Southampton in the FA Cup. Liverpool Shrewsbury Wednesday. It's all going off. It's all going off. Not long till Champions League comes back now, is it? Not too long. Nottingham Forest are beating Brentford 1-0. Derby are 0-0 with Luton. Derby been on a great run since Rooney's been there. I don't think they've lost a game. Sheffield Wednesday beating Wigan. Very tight, the Championship. Blackburn beating QPR 2-1. And Leeds bottling it to Millwall. They're going to bottle it again, Leeds. They're weak mentally in the last part of the season, aren't they? Ooh, they are. What chance have United got tomorrow? No chance. They ain't got Bruno yet. FF250 says, do you think Manchester United will get top 4? Let me just double check. I'm going to Google it. Alexa. I haven't even got Alexa, so it won't work. Manchester United 6 points off top 4. It's not impossible. I'll guarantee you £1 to a penny of shit that we will definitely get another chance at top 4, because Chelsea have opened that door more times than a bloody revolving door. Sean Finity, sorry, I need to vent. Find it laughable that MSM are suddenly honking like nervous geese at Christmas about what's wrong at United, like it's a real shocker. Where the hell have they been? Bunch of nongs, says Sean Finity. MSM? Who's MSM? Am I being really thick? I keep thinking of bloody Messi, Suarez and Neymar. If Chelsea does not sign... Well, look, transfer window, very, very good point. I mean, look, it doesn't matter what team you support here. United have done... I don't think United have done enough business, but it's a good signing. Spurs, Eriksen out, Bergwijn in. Could have been better, but definitely could have been worse. You know, at least they've got a player in as well as a player out. Who else? Chelsea, nothing. I'm really surprised Chelsea have done nothing, and I think there's a risk there. There is a definite risk. I thought when Chelsea got that transfer ban lifted, they would definitely do something in the January transfer window. But maybe they can't. Maybe they can't get what they want to do, which is unusual for Chelsea because they're normally very good at transfers. So I think from Chelsea's point of view, if they were to falter and not get top 4, they would look back on January and go, that was the opportunity to make sure we got it. And again, Arsenal. What are Arsenal doing? I think Arsenal need to do stuff as well. The only thing I would say about Arsenal is Arteta came in quite late for them to be doing something. He came in December, so it's very, it's a quick turnaround to go, we want this player, but it still could have been done. If Bruno Tellanioni, the Gdansk coach for Lingard, says Nearly, and will playing Bruno Fernandes as an 8 be a waste if we get Maddison, says Nick Warren. I tell you what, I'd say it quite now. I don't think we'll be getting Maddison or Grealish in the summer. I think we'll be looking at other positions now. SR, will the walkout against Wolves still happen? I don't think it was going to happen anyway. Alex Baldrick says it doesn't make any sense with Chelsea because they did have their transfer ban overturned. I think maybe Chelsea wanted a Timo Werner or a Moussa Dembele or a Sancho, which they just couldn't get in January maybe. Targay was the scorer, no man. Best striker in the Premier League, the beast. For me, it's still Aguero. Yeah. So we're nearly at half time in this one. What's the odds of Peppa Pig making an appearance, John Gregg? I'd say they're pretty slim because it's 10 o'clock when that kept happening, and this game finishes before 10 o'clock unless it goes to extra time. So you never know. You never know. Extra time and it could happen. Obadiah Andrew says, I think we'll nail it against Wolves on Saturday. I think if Bruno Fernandes is making his debut against Wolves, we'll win. Yeah. Sionku just put it out there. Good cross coming in, and it would have been a tap in if he hadn't cut this out. It's a lovely cross looking for Grealish on the back. But Sionku deals with it quite easy, actually. Ad says, surely if Pogba goes, then Maddison or Grealish are a good choice. Yeah, but I don't. Yes and no, because can you play a midfield three with Bruno, Maddison, and McTominay? You've got two attacking midfielders there, and I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has shown any history that he's happy to balance his midfield with more attacking players. I mean, before Pogba was injured, he wanted to play Pogba as a CDM. So I'm not convinced we'll go for that sort of a player, especially when he's still got Mata and Pereira and Lingard. Is he going to go and get another attacking midfielder? And I know they're all crap, but I just don't. I don't know. I wouldn't be betting that we're going to go for those players, especially because they'll be expensive and we don't get hold for ransom. I mean, Grealish could happen because if Villa get relegated, they might want to cash in. But Leicester, not so sure whether they would sell us for Maddison for anything less than about 80 million. And if we get Bruno Fernandes for 50, well, Maddison's not worth 80. So, and that's definitely how United will look at it. Gideon says, is this game over or not? No, it's only 1-0 to Villa, 2-1 on aggregate. We're only about to hit half time. So, yeah, it's not over yet. Top 5 players of all time, says Seth Champion. That's a bottle of a box of frogs I don't want to open. Because it's so subjective based on how old you are. Leicester onto the attack here. Keeper's got hold of it. But Leicester are probably going to have to get Vardy on. They look a little bit toothless up front with Iheanacho. Their front three really not getting in the game at all. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, I've got no idea what we're doing actually for subscribers on this channel. I haven't looked in a while. 115,000. Remember, this channel's for everybody. We do sort of topical videos. I was talking about Klopp snuffing the FA Cup yesterday. Watch-alongs as well. Try and do a couple of watch-alongs a week. In the summer, we've got the Euros. We're going to try and do every game as a watch-along. Loved doing that on the World Cup last year. So very excited to be doing that this year. We've got a good year of football coming up. The last summer in about 3 years where we're going to have football though, because next year nothing, year after that World Cup's in the winter, year after that nothing, then the next Euros will be the next summer. So we've got to make the most of it this summer. Good summer of football. We are 115,000 700. So we're 300 away from 116,000, which we can change by hitting 116,000 because it updates every 1,000 now. So please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Everybody is welcome. We are currently at half time in this game, so stop the clock, Keith. Stop the clock. Stop the clock. Yes. It resets. There we go. Who do you think is better, Maddison or Fernandes, says Joshua Williams? I've been asked that question so many times, Joshua. So let's have a little bit of an update. Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United is looking nailed on. Lots of credible sources who haven't even spoken about this deal. I think that's the big thing. We've had Simon Stone talk about it. We've had Sky Sports and James Cooper speak about it. But tonight we got Fabrizio Romano, we got Simon Peach, and the usual suspects, you know, your James Duckers, your Simon Stones as well, also backing it up, that this deal is very, very close now for Bruno Fernandes. On the same day that Barcelona came into the equation, United upped their bid. So well done to Sporting Lisbon for playing United in that way and forcing the bid out of them. Really good and happy about that. So do I think that Bruno Fernandes is better than James Maddison? Look, again, it's a very personal choice on this. I was asked many a time who I would prefer, James Maddison or Bruno Fernandes, and I always say Bruno Fernandes. For me, he is the dream signing. He's got to deliver. He's got to deliver now. You know, my reputation's on the line, which isn't worth anything. But, you know, I've always said this is the right player. If he fails, everyone's going to go, you were wrong, you were wrong. So I think he's the right player. Maddison's playing in the tougher league. So, you know, at the moment, everyone's got every right to say Maddison's better. I expect Bruno Fernandes to eclipse him. I really do. Bruno and Martial 1-2s are going to be great, says Rudy Cox. And will Bruno be available on Sunday? E.g. Dances with Wolves, says Pavan. Well, we're playing on Saturday. As I understand it, as long as he's officially signed for Manchester United before midday on Friday, he can play against Wolves. So there's plenty of time for that to happen. I think the latest on Bruno Fernandes is that he will fly in for his medical. He have his medical on Thursday, but that could be brought forward. So I think it sounds like United are trying to get him done before that deadline so he can play against Wolves at the weekend. I would hate Solskjaer to do what some managers do when they get a new signing. Well, we don't want to throw him straight in, so we're going to have him on the bench. We need 3 points, Ollie. Get him in the bloody team. What happened? Did Bruno sign? Says Richard. Check out the United stand. We've done a video. It tells you everything you need to know. Lots of people are watching it because it's a good video. I can't even remember what my reaction was. Let's have a look. I can play it out loud. I don't watch my own stuff, you see. To United stands, isn't it? To United stand. The United stand. Stand. Come on! Come on! Come on! Forget the Glazers. Forget what they're doing to our club. Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United. It isn't done yet. He's not holding the shirt, of course. But when certain people speak, you bloody well listen. Romano. What a prat. What a prat. This is why I don't watch myself back. It makes me feel a bit cringy. But yeah, happy about that. You can watch that video on the United stand. It's our latest upload. Please do give it a watch if you haven't. Lampard or Gerrard, says Ishmael. Oh, Gerrard. Yeah. Gerrard. Yeah, it's Gerrard. And the true answer is Scholes. But it's Gerrard, definitely, yeah. Lampard was a very good player, but, you know, begrudgingly, I didn't really like either of them as a United fan, but yeah, I would go Gerrard for many reasons. I would. Okay, Mark, 2 signings United need, and you think we could get regardless of any transfer window, assuming Pogba and Matic go. I think United need more than 2. They need a CDM, they need a right winger, they need a striker, and they probably need another midfielder as well. Priority for me has always been a CDM. I'd love Ndidi. And I think if Martial and Rashford are fit, you'd probably go with a right winger. I mean, Timo Werner would be perfect because he can play any of the front 3 positions. So, yeah, I wouldn't be looking at a specialist forward. Yeah, that's what I'd go for. Hey Mark, Carl here from Ireland. Can I get reinstated to the live comments on the United stand? Thanks, says RDR Shadowlord. It's very difficult for me to do that because it's a bloody pain in the arse to do it. Best way of getting it done is to email soccerboxtv@gmail.com with the link to your YouTube page, and it can get looked at. Sam A says Ric Flair, woo! I did that a few times on Bruno Fernandes. I think the Ric Flair woo is such a good thing to do when you're feeling good. Yeah, woo! There was actually a good couple of saves. I didn't see this one. I was maybe making my Lemsip at the time. Iheanacho stands up the centre-back, knocks it into Maddison, and it's a good save from the keeper. So in the battle of Maddison versus Grealish, I would say that Maddison is probably having a better game, although Grealish is the one with the assist. But both of them always impress. I think their set-piece delivery... but I think Maddison, for me, has done more, and you look at the highlights of the first half, and I think Maddison has had a better half than Grealish but both very important for their team. And Leicester, they're going to have to go up a gear in the second half because they're 1-0 down, obviously. Kjeld Andre Egeland says, forget about Timo Werner, it won't happen. I don't think it will. Craig Norwood just tweeted, confirmed deal accepted and player free to undergo medical. Fair play to Sporton for calling the board's bluff, says Dan Weston. I can just confirm that one for you as well because I'm guaranteeing that will get tweeted quite quickly. It's not on my timeline. Why? He should be on my timeline. Let's have a look. Oh. I've actually met that Craig Norwood. I'm not going to say too much, but he hasn't tweeted anything anyway. Why would you make a super chat about that? It's just really arsey. Like, you're mugging me off and you're mugging everyone in the live comments off. For what? He hasn't tweeted anything. I don't really understand why you would do that. It would be a little bit early for Craig Norwood as well. I have met him. He's quite a quiet guy, actually. Wasn't what I expected. Bruno, medical for Manchester United, provisionally penciled in for Thursday. Yeah. And Drawty's just tweeted, 9 PM, I'm sorry for what I'm about to unleash. I'm going to ask him what he's about to unleash. So let's all just say... yeah, well, he might have messaged me. He can give me a bloody 20-minute warning on this. Drawty. There we go. That's football. Live comments want to know what... They want an exclusive of what you're about to unleash at 9 o'clock, and so do I. So let us know. Opinions on Lo Celso is a very good That's Football question, because remember, everybody's welcome on here. Seth Champion, my opinions on Lo Celso is I was quite surprised when Spurs announced today that they've turned it into a permanent deal, because I already thought it was a permanent deal. I haven't got a problem with that. Not got a problem with that, but I was a little bit surprised by it because I haven't really seen him being used that much, even by Mourinho. So yeah, Shells HD says Drawty's got too big for his boots. Yeah. Why do people still fall for fake accounts on Twitter, Lewis Johnson? I can't believe how many people... I suppose it's a great insight into the human psyche, isn't it? How many people fall for fake accounts on Twitter? Because I always go, wow, that's real. But then I think I'll just click on it to make sure. And lots of people do fall for it. Fingers crossed it's Drawty in a nurse outfit, says Just Jackala. We'll find out. I'll find out first. ESPN are reporting that United are interested in Rakitic for 17 million, says QWERTY 777. I wouldn't be worried about any more signings. We ain't got no money till the summer. We won't be making any money signings now. It'll be loan deals. And Shimal Agosh says the 55 million gold-plated car will be coming to Manchester United finally, Mark. I tell you what, imagine that. If I was ever a millionaire, I'd probably have to be a billionaire, wouldn't I? Yeah, it would. If I was a billionaire, imagine if I had a gold-plated Ferrari. Goldbridge in a gold-plated Ferrari. I'd get beat up and it'd get nicked within the first minute, but, you know... The thoughts there. Brandon Morehouse says, a United question not relating to the current squad. The best goal you've ever seen scored versus United. For me, Kaka for AC Milan 2007. I've been asked this question before, but not for many a year. And I suppose for me, I don't really remember goals scored against us because I always look for someone to blame. And very rarely is there a goal where I go, wow. But we've had a lot of good free kicks scored against us over the years. But there's no goal that really jumps out to me and I go, wow. And there will be some cracking goals that have been scored against us. I'm guaranteeing it. But there's nothing that really jumps to mind because I tend to just kick them out of the head, really. I tell you what was a good goal, that Thierry Henry goal at Highbury against Barthez. That one jumps to mind. But there will be some crackers. I just try to ignore them, to be honest. Nicholas Burgess is so happy that Bruno's coming to United. I know, and I do agree. I think that there has been some an element of enjoyment ruined by United being so bloody typical in how they negotiate deals, but ultimately it's very exciting that a player like that is going to be wearing a United shirt. The next thing is let's get him in for Wolves, and then the next thing is let's get him integrated into the team ASAP. Jay Rodriguez goal was good, Johannes. A recent one that was good, but it's not one that some would say the goalkeeper should have done better. But the goal that Thierry Henry scored was good, and it was from a very good player, so I suppose that stands out as well. Mark heard a lot more of the Slimani rumours today. What is he like? I haven't heard of him, says FCH 101. Slimani is shit. Yeah, he's shit. He used to play for Leicester, they got rid of him. He's proper shit. He's 31 as well. And Dan Weston says, I got mugged off by the fake Craig Norwood account. Apologies, mate. Excitement got the better of me. Keep up the good work though, pal. It's alright, mate. I think we all appreciated that you did get mugged off. And I think it would be a bit early for Craig Norwood, to be honest, because I think Craig Norwood tends to tweet around the time when the medicals are booked in and he knows he's going to be doing the photos. So, yeah. Mark, strong earthquake in Jamaica, now under tsunami watch, says Owain Dilworth. I tell you what, 2020, remember a couple of years ago we had the year of death where all the celebrities were dying. I think it was the year that David Bowie died in early January, and then loads of people started dying. I think Alan Rickman and a lot of others. This year just seems to be the one about major events, doesn't it? Like we've had this flu thing, we've had the Iranian thing, we've had the fires in Australia. Potentially this is something else. There's a lot going on in 2020. And of course we had the tragic death of Kobe at the weekend, which, January is a funny month, isn't it? And I don't mean in a way that makes you laugh. It's just, the year can sort of gather momentum and we don't want that to happen. 2016 it was, says Nathan Tomlinson. What number do you think Bruno will wear, says Jack Trollope? I think 25, because he used to wear that for Portugal, but he could wear 11, couldn't he? Brexit as well, says Zed Jamie. Z says, Mark, my favourite United goal was an interplay of Rooney and Tevez. Wow. When you say interplay of Rooney and Tevez, I'm not thinking about goals for some reason. PA free kick at Old Trafford in the FA Cup was good, says Dan Chowdhury. And do you think United should start in goal for Man United, De Gea or Romero, says Bobby's Random Videos. I'm still a big fan of De Gea, to be honest with you. And The World Music says January's a crap month and yet people give up drinking. You know what I do? I think I've said this before. You know what I do in January? I don't stop what I'm doing at Christmas. I just cut down a bit. So I still drink at the weekend. I still eat crisps and stuff. And then in February, I start to cut down. Because I think, screw you. I'm not going to just do what everybody else does and start in January. So, yeah. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new. Lots of good chat going on this channel. Everybody's welcome, of course. Leicester are losing 1-0 to Aston Villa. Now, the way I understand it, if Leicester equalise, it'll be 1-1. Seriously, though, if Leicester equalise and it finishes 1-1, we'll go to extra time. If it's 2-2 and it goes to extra time, I don't think it goes to penalties. I think it goes to Leicester for having 2 away goals. I'm not 100% sure on that. Some of the statos in the live comments will clarify. 6782 Anthony's made a super chat. He says, to make this question relevant to this channel, your thoughts on the other Premier League teams adjusting their defence to Bruno? I don't think other teams will adjust their team to Bruno, because I don't think Bruno is of that calibre player yet in the Premier League. So, yeah, see, Drawty's happy to tweet, but he's not happy to inform one of his best friends what his information is, because he knows I'll put it out there. That's trust for you, isn't it? And he's probably right. So I don't think that teams will adjust themselves to Bruno Fernandes straight away. Like many Manchester United fans, people are going to have to get used to how good Bruno Fernandes is. So I don't think he'll be man-marked or anything like that early on. That may come, but I don't think so. Straight away. Which will be to his benefit. I don't know what Drawty's going on about at 9 o'clock, to be honest. I don't know. I've asked him. It's always worth bearing in mind as well that Bruno Fernandes actually isn't a number 10. I think he can play that position, but it's not the position he normally plays in for Barcelona. Oh God, no! It's not normally the position he plays in. He normally plays in a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2 diamond. He can play that position, but it's not necessarily his position. I would imagine Drawty's going to tell the world when the medical and that's going to be, but we sort of already know that. So hopefully it's not that. Hopefully it's something a little bit different, but we'll see. How do you think it's going to finish? I think we'll see extra time in this one. Yeah, I do. I think we'll see extra time. Michael Nicolason, do you think Bruno Fernandes will flop? Yeah, Michael, I do. It's only a player I've been on about for ages who I think would be perfect for United and is going to really improve and get better and become one of the best midfielders in Europe. Yeah, I think he's going to flop. Not the question to ask me, Michael, to be honest with you. Go straight to penalties, says Elvin Blocks. There is no extra time. Yabba dabba do. Good. We don't want any of that. Get straight to penalties. Lovely stuff. I tell you what, when I move around, I'm not farting. Do you know what it is? On my chair, I have one of these because I have a bad back. Looks like a pancake. It's not. It's not a stress ball either. It just helps you with your posture on your back. But when you move around a bit, it makes a noise. Mark Maddison versus Grealish, who's playing better, says Marquino Pennycoop. Get in the live comments. I said Grealish had the better... Sorry, Maddison had the better half, but Grealish got the assist. Thanks to the recommendations, Mark. Ozark is amazing. I'm addicted so far, says Zed Jamie. I tell you what, I must admit, that's one of the things I like about this channel that we don't get to talk about on United Stand. Because United Stand's the club I support, so it's constantly talking about tactics and the game and everything like that. Whereas this is more about we're all just watching a game, bit of banter, whatever. Ozark is coming out season 3 at the end of March. If you're a fan of that, or just get watching it, I think you'll enjoy it. If you like programs that are edge of the seat but slow builders, I think, you know, thriller really. That's what Ozark is. It's one you can sit back and enjoy the character development and the acting. Ozark's good. And Narcos is very good. Narcos Mexico I quite enjoyed because it was based on a true story of the detective who was kidnapped by the Mexican, what do they call them? Not mafia, cartel. Season 2 is coming up right at the start of February, so that's good as well. And thanks to everyone who recommended to me to watch Mindhunter. And You. I watched the first episode of You last night. Really, really quite liked it. So, yeah, it's good. I've got so much to watch. Outsider, which is on Now TV, which is a bit of a pain. People were saying to watch that. And I've got quite a lot of stuff to watch, yeah. Ben Hayher says, I don't rate Grealish, but Maddison is quality. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a non-football one as well, because people like this. Best top 5 packets of crisps. Any crisps. Don't say what, not flavours. Crisps. Right? We'll work our way through it. FA Cup replay should be banned, says Jordan Such. High five, brother. And what's your opinion on the potential director of football for United? Says not sure 1408. Shit. He's crap. I don't want him. He did a crap job at PSG. I don't want him. And he looks crap as well. And you shouldn't judge a book like a cover. For me, straight away, early contender to be in the top 5 packets of crisps. Spicy tomato snaps. Yeah, they're in. In fact, I'm going to write these down because I think this is a great pub conversation. And I can pretend it's off the cuff and then I can name 5 good ones that I'm going to nick off you lot. Pringles are not a packet of crisps. They are a tube. So, no. I'm talking crisps that you go into the garage and you buy, or a supermarket that you buy to eat there and then. Not some multi-pack. Grab bags, I'll let you in, you fat pigs. But, and I can say fat pigs if you're buying a grab bag, because a grab bag is a ridiculous amount of crisps. It really is. Spicy tomato gets in for me. Cheesy or cool. I'll have that conversation actually. Doritos. I like both of those. They're good. And there's another one I want to get in as well. I want to say McCoy's. Is it steak? They're banging crisps, them are. So they're my 3 contenders to be in the top 5. Villa on the attack here with Grealish. Carabao Cup watch-along is going to be crap if it's Villa Man City. I'm sorry. But they deserve it. Grealish in the box. He's going to shoot. He nearly scored. Poor defending from Leicester there. I don't think Grealish can believe how much time he has. Gets the ball. I'm going to count the seconds here. Gets the ball in the box. Grealish. 1, 2, 3, and 4. He shoots. That's not... And Maddison's near him as well. I think Maddison's scared of giving the penalty away. But they don't close him down quick enough, Tielemans and Maddison. And he could have bloody scored. He could have scored there. He really could have scored. Oh my God. I can't believe what Draughty's done. Yes, I'm going to retweet it right now. And I'm going to have to listen to this as well. Actually, I might not be able to. He's not announcing anything other than what a lot of people were asking for. I'm on top of the world. Bit of a shoving match between Sionko and Grealish here. I wouldn't push Sionko. I think he looks like a right hard player. Okay. Now, people are asking me to check Simon Stone's Twitter. Bruno Fernandes due to have his medical in the next 48 hours. Man United still looking for additional signings, but very late now. Amazing how bad the Wi-Fi and phone connection is at Villa Park. There we go. "48 hours. That's fine. As long as he has it in the next 48 hours, he'll play against Wolves. That's good. That's pretty much what people have been saying, so that's good news on that. We're still doing the crisp thing. Don't worry, Josh Jackler. I've only put 3 in there. I'm happy to come back to that. Just a bit of breaking news there about things like that. Frazzles or skips, says Dan11. I liked skips when I was a young'un, but I think my palate's changed a bit now. So look, we're talking about your 5 best packets of crisps. Not Pringles, they're a tube. That's a whole different conversation. We're talking packets of crisps. I've put 3 contenders forward. Spicy tomato snaps, which I don't even know if I like anymore. Cheese or cool Doritos, and McCoy's steak and onion. They're banging crisps, them 3. There are more that should be in there. So get in there. Hunky Dory's in Ireland are very nice crisps, the buffalo flavours, but they're not available in the UK, which means they're not part of the conversation. Space Raiders, says Shiva GRG. Oh, Space Raiders are such bloody weed heads munchies food, aren't they? Really, let's be honest. Fish and chips are the goat crisps, has bits in it. Well, there's still 2 that can get in there, or you can kick some of mine out. But I'm looking. Scampi knickknacks, controversial, but you're in. I love them, especially in a pub. They're not for everybody, Scampi knickknacks, but I think if you're not a virgin, you don't mind it. Work it out. Sunbites are brilliant. I want to give you a real shout, Bright. Olive and Sow. Sunbite crisps are lush. But are we moving away from crisps with Sunbite? Are they technically a crisp? Because I was eating them pop crisps at the weekend, sour cream and barbecue. But are they a crisp? Are they a crisp? Because you could start bringing Snacker Jacks in. They're nice, but they're not a crisp. So there you go. Original Cheetos, says Campbell Tyson. Don't worry, I'm watching the football. Apparently there's been some flares let off at Ed Woodward's house. Potatoes, says Aaron Gawley. Again, exclusively to Ireland. Wheat crunchies, classic, Zag Bradshaw, Worcester sauce flavour, I think they are. A good run here. Vardy's on now. Shot into keeper from Iheanacho. I think Vardy is on, isn't he? No, he's not. It was Barnes. Chili Sensations. I hate Mike Dean. I've never tried them crisps. Doritos Chili Heatwave. Tyrrell's Salt and Vinegar. McCoy's Char Grilled Steak. Yeah, they're banging, Merlin. They are. Squares. Yeah, you know. Chili Sensations. They're good. Sensations, again, I think they're a contender at the moment. Top 5 could be closed off, but not definitely yet. Chipsticks, busting up. Chipsticks were nice. Doritos are nice. Quavers, not for me. I used to like prawn cocktail quavers. Don't even know if you can get them anymore. For me, if I'm buying a packet of crisps in a meal deal, I'll always get Doritos. Nice ball over the top there. Not going to drop to anyone. Oh, Vardy is on now. Vardy is on now. FIFA makes a return next week, the Imperialist. I might just start a new United career mode and put Bruno Fernandes in. That's just the sort of shit I do. The date is wrong on the watch along, bottom left hand corner. It's sort of a running joke. I don't change it anymore. It's also not the Premier League. Quavers reminds me of an unclean man. Discos, good crisps. Walkers not achieving anything, are they? They're just... Walkers are a bit run-of-the-mill, aren't they? Gary Lineker puts me off Walkers. Best Walkers flavour, probably cheese and onion. Chicken and thyme sensations. They don't do it for me, K. Wildy. Pickled onion, Monster Munch. They're a good shout. They're a good shout. Salt and vinegar McCoys. McCoys are good crisps. McCoys are good crisps. What Doritos, Mark? Well, I like the tangy cheese and I like the cool ones as well. And I quite like the chili heatwave as well. Piglets. Oh, Piglets were a classic. Do they not do Piglets anymore? I loved them. As a kid, I bloody loved Piglet crisps. Nobody will ever know the joy of a Piglet crisp. They were so good. I just need to see a picture of a Piglet crisp. Piglet crisps. There we go. Oh, they were lovely. They were so good. And they were 3D. Yeah, yeah. Fish and chips, salt and vinegar crisps were good as well. I'm just looking at some classic ones here. Chipsticks, Frazzles, Monster Munch, Tubes, Cheetos, Golden Wonder, Space Raiders, Discos. Who remembers the crisps where you used to... They were just crisps and then you had the blue sachet of salt and used to tip them in and go like that. Tyrrell's crisps are very nice. They're upper class crisps though, aren't they? They are. Percy Pigs are lovely sweets from M&S. Cross comes in. Madison clears. Hedgehog flavour crisps from the 80s, says Adrian's MTB. I seem to remember them. I do remember them. Anyway, it's still 1-0. And Yo Green says, is it true that there's been flares set off? I don't know. Bruno's dad's friend grandson said it's confirmed, says Ethan Wall. Salt and Shake, that's what they were called. Jack Bull 98 and Bardistas and Maruf, thank you. Hula hoops, good crisps. Good crisps. Beef hula hoops as well, yeah. Paul Kerry, I agree. Cross by Grealish, that should have been it! Oh, Samatta! What's the matter? What's the matter? What a cross by Grealish. He's got a tap in from the 6-yard box. It's one of those curling crosses. It comes across him. And Samatta. Oh my God. You could have sent Villa to Wembley. What a ball by Grealish. He's got to bury that. You've got to bury that. What a miss by Samatta. Wow, 25 minutes to go. That was the chance. Barbecue Pringles are unreal, but Pringles don't get in. You could have a top 5 Pringles flavour if you want to do that, but you don't get in. Flaming Hot Monster Munch are elite crisps, Jamie D. I'm going to put them in as well. So, for me, I've got a top 6 here. We've got Spicy Tomato Snaps. I think they've got to be in. we've got Doritos. We can't decide what flavour, so they're in just as a 1. We've got McCoy's grilled steak. We've got Scampi Knickknacks. And then we've got Flaming Hot Muncher Munch, Monster Munch, and Sensations Chili. We've got 6. We've got 6. One of them needs the boot. Who's getting the boot? Spicy Tomato Snaps, Doritos, Steak Grilled McCoy's, Scampi Knickknacks, Sensations Chili, or Flaming Hot Monster Munch. One of them's getting kicked. You're going to decide. I be in Manchester tomorrow for my medical, sexy, says Bruno Fernandes. I'll be there to towel you down afterwards. And if I was Grealish, I'd be thinking I could have had 2 assists. I could have had 2 assists. UU says Grealish is in a bad team and he's doing great. Maddison in a good team doing decent. I think they're both doing well, to be honest. MB account says Grealish is the midfield Midlands Iniesta, but he's taller and a girl's hairstyle. Monster Munch out, says LouTube. Leeds have equalised 2-2. Let's have a quick check of what's going on, actually. Forest are still winning 1-0. Blackburn are still winning 2-1. Cardiff are drawing with West Brom. Huddersfield are beating Hull. Leeds are 2-2. Derby are 0-0. That's where we are. Well, Villa at the moment looking like the better side, and Leicester looking like they're out of ideas, but there's still 20 minutes to go in this one. Have Leicester this afternoon, Leicester this evening, not this afternoon. Flaming Hot Monster Munch must be top 5, says Sean Finity. And I think we've got a corner for a goal kick or a corner? Corner for Aston Villa here. Simon Stone on Bruno Fernandes says United have been monitoring him since 2015, distanced themselves from player last summer as they decided to prioritise other areas. Fernandes assesses closely this season and feels he has improved, became more mature and influential, and is now tactically astute. That's a load of bollocks. He was already ready. I'm going to have to tweet about that. I'm gonna have to tweet about that. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. Follow me on Twitter for this. I'm not letting him off on that. It's always spin, 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 isn't it? Spin, spin, spin with United. The reality is Bruno Fernandes last season was actually slightly better than he's been this season, and he's been good this season, but last season he was slightly better. So all this nonsense about, oh, he's slightly matured and everything like that, well, a load of crap. Don't let them off the hook. They're a bunch of prats, recruitment and club. They should have done it in the summer. Let's watch Love Island, says Spider-Man. Let's not. Wheat crunchies, says Adam Solomon. They're on about their crisps still. They're still on about the crisps. I think Rooney scored as well. John Terry's not looking happy. And of course, people will think, well, is he actually going to be a signing for Pochettino in the summer? Anyway, Leicester on the attack here. Barnes gets a shot off. He's into the box. That's a goal for Leicester. That's the goal for Leicester. Barnes with the skills. Crosses it to the back post. And Iheanacho's there to tap it in with 20 minutes to go. And Leicester have got the equaliser. And Villa, well, it's a good goal. I mean, that Barnes is a good player, isn't he? He's a good player. He's not quite John Barnes, but he's a good Barnes. And it's a good equaliser from him. Stands his man up on the left-hand side. Stands him up, quick injection of pace, gets past him, lovely cross towards the back post, and Iheanacho there actually finishes it quite well, comfortably onside, tap in on the back post. 1-1, 20 minutes to go, game on. Will we get a winner or will we get a penalty shootout? Because it doesn't go to extra time. And Brendan Rodgers is happy. He's happy. That's all I can say. He's just happy. I wanted a foul there, Villa, but they ain't going to get one. So 1-1. Let me change the score for you. There it is. Bang. Bang. Von. 20 minutes to go. Which way is it going to go? I think Leeds might be winning here. It's all going on at the moment. That's for sure. Well, about 15 minutes to go, actually. Okay. It's 2-2 for Leeds, apparently, at the moment. Shiva GG says, how do you think you rate United's season out of 10 so far? Says David, your mother. Well, let's rate everybody's season out so far, because that's what That's Football's all about, isn't it? I'd say Liverpool's got to be a 10, hasn't it? You know, they've won every single game in the league apart from one game, which was a draw. So I think for Liverpool, it's pretty special. So I'd give them a 10. Man City, by their standards, I would give them... I think by the standards that Man City set themselves and the players that they've got, it's been an underachievement. At the moment, I would rate their season at a 6. Leicester, you've got to give Leicester a high score. I mean, nobody would have thought they'd be comfortably top 4 in February, which is what they still will be, regardless of the weekend's fixtures. So Leicester, to me, I would give a... I'd give Leicester a 9, to be honest with you. Yeah. Interestingly enough, just our watch along on Saturday lunchtime is Leicester versus Chelsea. If Leicester were to beat Chelsea and United beat Wolves and then Chelsea after their little break, then United would be level on points with Chelsea. So Big game at the weekend on Saturday lunchtime. So yeah, I'd give Leicester a 9, Man City a 6, Liverpool a 10 as out of 10 mark for their season so far. Who's in 4th place? Chelsea. I mean, Chelsea's a very weird team to mark out of 10 so far. Epic Ledger says giving City a 6, but I think by the standards of City, it's not been a very good season, has it? I mean, they're massively behind Liverpool, and that's where City are really ranking themselves. So yeah, Chelsea's season, I'll probably get a bit of hate for this, but I would rank that Chelsea's season is probably a 7.5. Not quite an 8, but I don't think it's a... they had no Hazard, transfer ban, new manager, a lot of youth, and they're in 4th place with a 6-point gap. But they have lost 8 games. So I think if you're judging it on the season, it's good, but there are problems at Chelsea still. So I'd give them a 7.5. United in 5th. I mean, look, I think United's season's been a disaster in many ways, in a footballing sense. So I'd have to give United a 5. I don't know who's in. I don't know who comes next. Sheffield United, let's do them. I'd give them a 9 where they are. Wolves, I'd probably give them a 7 because they've had Europa League and a thin squad. Spurs, you'd have to give Spurs a 5, I think. It's not been any good. And Arsenal, maybe they've turned a page with Arteta, but in general, where Arsenal are in consideration to I predicted Arsenal would get top 4 on this channel in August. They've massively underachieved, Arsenal, and they have had 3 managers now. So maybe they're on the right track now, but for the season, you'd have to give Arsenal a 4, really. But it could all change. It could all change. Leeds are 3-2 up. Yeah, I'll do a score check. 1-1 in this game, and around the grounds, I can tell you that in the Championship, Leeds are in fact 3-2 up from 2-0 down. How have they done that? 2-0 down at half time to 3-2 up, and Millwall haven't even had a man sent off, so they've done it 11 against 11. Fair play, well done. Bye, Ryan Lee. You know why. So about 10 minutes to go. Which way do you think it's going to go? I think if it's going to get a winner in full time, it will be Leicester, but I still think it will go to penalties. New information on Sky, Mark. Can you read it live? Says Buster Nuts. It's not easy for me to read the mind of where you're getting your information from, because Sky might not be tweeting it, and it might be on Sky Sport News, and it might not be on their website. So I would rather people just actually told everybody what it is, and then we can verify it, because I'm not getting anything flashing up on my Twitter about Sky Sports News, and I really can't be arsed to go into websites and stuff. So unless it flashes up on my Twitter, I'm not going to be reading it out, I'm afraid. Especially when we're doing a watch along for something else. Bruno Fernandes will be coming to Manchester United. I think we all know that. Arteta has not made a change. Look at their results. I don't get people saying that they have. And we've had a contribution here from Premi Prodigy. He says United have a younger team than Chelsea. Chelsea have top 2 midfielders in the league. It shouldn't be a shock they're higher than United. They're a better team. Well, I think United should be doing far better than they can. Ooh, Leicester, they're queuing up. Maddison over the bar. They were queuing up a little bit there, but Maddison's put it over the bar. We might have another update here coming in. Bruno Fernandes is scheduled to fly to England at midday tomorrow, says Duncan Castles. Sporting say that Bruno is scheduled to fly to England at midday after they accepted Manchester United's latest improved offer of €55 million plus 25 million of performance-related variables earlier today. There you go. Chambon. Good. Will we get a winner in this game, though, with 10 minutes to go? So if he flies in tomorrow, I don't think he'll be doing the medical tomorrow. That's just my personal thought. It might be on Thursday, but plenty of time to get it unveiled on Thursday, medical on Thursday, and announced in plenty of time for him to play against Wolves. Another bit of good news, we're only 70 subscribers away from 116,000, from that number changing. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel before, bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe and we can hit 116,000 tonight. Everyone's welcome on here. Our next watch along is going to be Leicester versus Chelsea on Saturday lunchtime, by the way, so join in for that. And we'll do Premier League preview on Friday as usual. Fernandez will pull a Malcolm, says Abdullah Abubakar. Yeah, we don't want anything like that. We don't want anything like that. Bye, Bob White. You know why. And Jack Milligan, I'm afraid you're a goner. What was it doing on here anyway? Rooney scored for Derby. And a shot there for Villa, but it's gone straight to the keeper. Sky Cave is saying Bruno Fernandes to Manchester United is almost done. Lawyers in Lisbon to complete paperwork before he flies in for medical. If everything goes to plan, outside chance he could play v Wolves on Saturday. Will cost up to 67 million. Worth every penny if he gets United back into the Champions League. And there's a video surfacing of United fans allegedly firing flares at Ed Woodward's house. Thoughts? Well, whether it's true or not, we'll have to wait and see. I've only just seen it on Twitter. Doesn't mean it's true. Doesn't mean it's true. So yeah, looking like the medical could happen probably Thursday morning, maybe Wednesday night. Get the paperwork done, get him done. Bish bash bosh. So I think we're looking at straight to penalties with this, aren't we? We're going to get a bit of excitement tonight as well. We've got loads of excitement. I can't believe they made us porridge and avocado every morning, says Louis Down. What are you on about, Louis? It's over my head. The Thunderdome. Villa are coming forward at the moment. I just want a penalty shootout now. Give me some excitement. Grealish, decent cross, keeper's got that. Mark, you're missing Love Island, says Spider-Man. No, I'm not, because I don't watch it. I watched it in the summer, but I'm not watching it twice. I said it to the wife. It's too many times. Like, you know, they shouldn't have it on twice. Keep it for the summer when it's hot. I'm not interested in it in January and February when it's dark and cold. No, just keep it for the summer. You can have too much of a good thing. They're overdoing it, in my opinion. Leicester on the attack. Villa parking the bus a lot now. Probably playing for penalties. Ridiculous shot by Ndidi. Not trusting United's medical team. Imagine them failing the medical check. Shock, says not sure 1408. And Tony Redevil Reds Hodgson says, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the season now we've got Bruno. Well, it's almost Bruno watch for 4 months, isn't it? No matter what happens on the pitch, we can just watch him. What's your favourite fake taxi scene? What's fake taxi? I love it. I love when people say that and like I'm not going to notice it and block you. FCH 101. How highly do you rate Kasper Schmeichel? I think he's good. I wouldn't have had him at United. I don't think he's a top 4 goalkeeper, even though he's won the Premier League and he's top 4. That's the stupidest comment of 2020, and we're only in January. I don't think Kasper Schmeichel's a top 4 goalkeeper when his team has been in the top 4 most of the season and he's won a Premier League. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I said that, but I suppose what I really mean is I wouldn't want him at Manchester United. What I can say about Bruno Fernandes, he will go from being a player that most clubs in the Premier League would like to sign to being an absolute flop and a load of shit because he's signed for United. That's just the way it works. That's what rivals do. Some of them just don't have the maturity of me. I always wanted Fabinho. When he went to Liverpool, I said they've got a really good player because I'm mature. Fake agent, don't know what that is either, Arthur. That's a good ball there by Maddison. 3 minutes to go. I think we all want penalties now, don't we? Please subscribe if you're new. We're only 30 subscribers away from changing that to 116,000. It doesn't matter what Barcelona have offered. If Barcelona have offered anything, he's coming to United, isn't he? So, sit down, Barcelona. If you could swap 5 United players with Leicester's, says Louis Dresden. That's a good... Oh! Who was that? Johnny Evans just headed it wide. I thought it had gone in. What a chance. Back post header from a corner from Maddison. If that's on target, it's a goal. It's a corner, actually. It goes off the head of a Villa player. If I could swap 5 United players with 5 Leicester players, okay. Matic for Ndidi, straight away. It gets hot. I mean, it does get Tillemans for Pereira, done. That's 2. Ricardo Pereira for Delo, that's 3. I know we've got Delo and Wan-Bissaka there. It doesn't make sense, does it really? But Maddison for Mata, that's 4. And Barnes for Lingard. I wouldn't get Chilwell because I do like Luke Shaw and we've got Brandon Williams, so... What was that about Only Fools and Horses? You do well to tease me. Only Fools and Horses best episode. For me, it's got to be the one where Dell falls through the bar. Yuppie Love, it's called. Jazz Bish. I'm a seasonal thing with Only Fools and Horses. It depends what time of the year it is, because there's some Christmas-themed ones, like Fatal Extraction, I like to watch at Christmas. If it's the summer, my favourite one is And the Unlucky Winner Is, when they go on holiday and he has to pretend he's 14. Top 5 favourite sex positions. Right, I'll start that one. Well, no, not really. It was a joke. Sionku for Jones, yeah. Johnny Evans for Jones, really. Yeah, Ben Hayhurst agrees. Grealish or Maddison, says John Hamilton. For me, it's still Maddison. Are we going to get a winner in this? We've still got 4 minutes of injury time, but I think Villa will hold out here and we'll get a penalty shootout. So 1-1 after both legs. Could be penalties tomorrow at the Etihad if United win by 2 clear goals. Could win the lottery. Driz13 says he's a Chelsea fan, and if we don't sign anybody, you can have fun in the Champions League. Yeah, I'm surprised Chelsea haven't bought anybody. I am surprised. I knew people would say Chilwell for sure. Mohammed says, is Peppa Pig your guilty pleasure? I do watch a lot of Peppa Pig because my oldest daughter liked Peppa Pig, my middle daughter liked Peppa Pig, and Seb likes Peppa Pig. So Peppa Pig does get... my favourite one, I prefer Shaun the Sheep, to be honest. I like Shaun the Sheep because I like Nick Park and all that Wallace and Gromit stuff. So, when you've got kids, you do get to watch. Villa have won it! Villa have won it right at the end with Trezeguet. And I can't believe it. They've bloody won it. Aston Villa, right at the end. They're going to Wembley. Leicester, well, I tell you what, that's football. That is football. That's the name of the channel. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. But Leicester have won it right at the end. A lovely cross in. And on the back post, it still had a lot to do. Trezeguet. Rodgers is looking to see if there might be any VAR assistance here. But as we watch it back, I don't think there will be. Lovely cross. He's on. He's definitely going to be on. There's no VAR on that. It's a cracking goal. And it's 2-1 to Leicester. To Villa. And they're going to Wembley. And they're going to lose. Man City have just won the Carabao Cup. Unless Leicester can pull off a miracle in these last few minutes of extra time. Oh, well, not extra time. Stoppage time. What a story it is for Villa. They're into the Carabao Cup final. Hey, you never know. It's 11 against 11, isn't it, at the end of the day? They could get something against Man City. I doubt it. I very much doubt it. But we've got 5,200 people watching. They've tuned in for it. Villa going to Wembley. Leicester going back to Leicester. 2-1. Well deserved. Good goals. Both Villa's goals have been good. They deserve it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll be doing Leicester versus Chelsea on Saturday as a watch along. But Chilwell whacks it in. It's not over yet. There's a corner here for Leicester. Hold your penis. I mean, I don't know. Schmeichel's up anyway. Here we go. There we go. Cross comes in. Needs to be a good one by Maddison. Up they go. Down they go. Pereira over the bar. That's a goal kick. We're over the 2. We're over the 4 minutes. Added on. Leicester. 3-2 losers over 2 legs. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought it? Alex Baldrock says it wasn't a free kick to Villa in the build-up, but it was, because it was given. Villa are happy. Look at, they're so happy, the villains. UTV, up the Villa. Ref's about to blow. There'll be a pitch invasion. It's what the Villa fans do. Mike Dean's not blown it yet. Chilwell blasts it. Leicester just not been able to get their groove on today. It's not full time yet, Callum. Don't give them false hope. I was going to do a fake goal for Leicester there, but you can't do that. Oh, free kick for Leicester late on. Tyrone Mings is not happy. Shut up. It's going to be a free kick. Into the wall. Ref's playing on. Full time. 2-1 Aston Villa. I'm just getting rid of some of the fake scorers, you knobheads. He won't be commenting again. Why do it? Just why do it? Like, my stream is virtually second for second, and you're just sad, really. So I'm just going back through the old messages to get all the 2-2s off the channel for good. You poisonous scum. But well done to Aston Villa. You've done really well. It's a good win. Most of them Arsenal fans, by the way, putting the fake scores in. Tells you a lot about Arsenal fans, to be honest. Always trying to ruin it for everybody else because they're bitter. It is. It's mainly Arsenal fans. Anyway, the game's over because they can put as many fake scores as they like now. It is actually now over. The pitch invasion has happened. Aston Villa are going to Wembley. Leicester City are going home. Don't like to see pitch invasions whether you're going to Wembley or not. It's not safe and it's intimidating. But Aston Villa win 2-1 on aggregate. 2-1 on the night. 3-2 on aggregate. Villa are off to Wembley. They'll love that. And Leicester aren't. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner. If you haven't seen my reaction to Bruno Fernandes signing for United, that's on the United stand. Go and give that a check out. Our next watch along is going to be Leicester-Chelsea at the weekend. Of course, that's a midday kickoff on Saturday. And United stand got some good content coming up for you on there in relation to Bruno Fernandes as well. But thanks everyone for watching tonight. Really enjoyed that stream. Good game, good bit of chat about crisps and stuff in between as well. Always a good bit of banter on this channel. So subscribe if you're new. And I'll speak to you all soon. Have a good rest of your evening.